Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Melbourne and the official draw of the Australian Open for 2023. In just a few days' time, the first major of the year will get underway, and very shortly, our tournament referee, Wayne McEwen, will conduct the official draw for both the men's and women's singles. But before we do that, let's hear from our reigning men's singles champion about his final performance last year.
It's the miracle in Melbourne. 21 major titles from one of the greatest players of all time.
The satisfaction is just impossible to describe. Now, for me, it's just amazing to have this trophy with me.
What a night, what a morning. Melbourne, you are amazing.
I needed to give my best, give my 100%, and that's what I did. I feel very proud. I think have been a great Australian Open now with a fantastic crowd. I really enjoy it a lot playing in front of this amazing crowd. The support have been huge, and after all the things that we went through the last couple of years, just an amazing feeling to see the Rod Laver Arena full and enjoying that match. I don't know what can happen in the future now, but my passion and my love for the game still very high, as everybody can see, and I just want to enjoy the moment and keep going.
He's one of the great warriors our sport has ever seen. He transcends tennis. He's a sporting great.
Well, it really was a magnificent performance by Rafael Nadal, and it's wonderful to have him back. But they're memories, and we look forward to what drama is going to unfold in 2023. And it's my pleasure to introduce the tournament director, Craig Tiley, for the draw. And Craig, that was sort of yesterday, and we're looking forward to what's been happening this week. We've had a really smooth week with qualies going through. And I guess my question to you is, can we have a smoother week in the first week? How's the weather look? How's it all going?
Well, we're very excited about showcasing the precinct to our fans coming in. They have been already during the qualifying week. We've had magnificent weather this week. It's forecast to be great as well next week and the week after, but anything, of course, can happen with the Melbourne weather. But we've got a great field. Everyone's excited about playing, and you start to feel already in the locker room and behind the scenes, the anxiety start to build about getting ready to play.
I remember that feeling. But let's get things underway. Our tournament referee, Wayne McEwen, is with us, and he's got Lucy Bassett with him as well. She's one of our AO 2023 ball squad. And Wayne, if you'd like to start proceedings, I'll pass it over to you.
Thank you, Todd. Lucy. Okay, we will start with the women's singles draw. We will now randomly place the unseeded players into the draw. Thank you very much. We will now move on to the seeded players. Our number 1 seed on line 1, Iga Swiatek. And on line 128, our number 2 seed, Ons Jabeur. Seeds 3 and 4. First seed will go on line 33. Thank you, Lucy. We have our number 3 seed, Jessica Pegula. And on line 96, our number 4 seed, Caroline Garcia. Seeds 5 through 8. First drawn onto line 32. We have our number 7 seed, Coco Gauff. Line 64. We have our number 6 seed, Maria Sakkari. line 65. We have our number 8 seed, Daria Kasatkina. On line 97, we have our 5th seed, Arina Sabalenka. Seeds 9 through 12 are next. First drawn onto line 17. We have our 11th seed, Paula Badosa. Next drawn onto line 49. We have our 10th seed, Madison Keys. Onto line 80. We have our number 9 seed, Veronika Kudermetova. Onto line 112. We have our 12th seed, Belinda Bencic. Now move on to seeds 13 through 16. First drawn onto line 16. We have our 13th seed, Danielle Collins. Line 48. We have our 15th seed, Petra Kvitova. Onto line 81. We have our 16th seed, Annette Kontaveit. And on line 113, we have our 14th seed, Beatrice Haddad-Meyer. Seeds 17 through 24 are next. First drawn, line 9. We have our 22nd seed, Elena Rybakina. Onto line 24. Next, we have our 17th seed, Yelena Ostapenko. Onto line 41. We have our 20th seed, Barbara Krejcikova. On line 56, we have our 24th seed, Victoria Azarenka. Line 73, we have our 23rd seed, Shui Zhang. Onto line 88. We have our 19th seed, Ekaterina Alexandrova. To line 105. We have our 21st seed, Martina Trevisan. And our remaining seed in that group on line 120. We have our 18th seed, Ludmila Samsonova. Seeds 25 through 32 are next. First drawn onto line 8. We have our 25th seed, Maria Buzkova. Onto line 25. We have our 29th seed, Qinwen Zhang. Onto line 40. We have our 28th seed, Amanda Anisimova. Line 57. We have our 32nd seed, Jill Teichmann. Line 72. We have our 30th seed, Karolina Pliskova. On line 89. We have our 27th seed, Irina Camelia Begu. Line 104. We have our 26th seed, Elise Mertens. And completing the women's single straw on line 121, we have our 31st seed, Kai Canopy. Thank you very much, Lucy.
Good, Wayne.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Wayne. Wayne and Craig will take a moment to go and finalise and approve the draw. Whilst they go and do that, we're going to take a look at a journey that our two magnificent trophies, the Norman Brooks and Daphne Ackhurst Memorial Cups, have been on. They've been on what we call the AO on the Road series. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there you had our two magnificent trophies travelling around Victoria in the lead up to the Australian Open. And while Wayne and Craig continue to finalise the draw, I've got Alicia Mollick with me, of course, former quarter-finalist here and Australia's Billie Jean King Cup captain, to take a look at the women's draw and some of the things that might catch your eye, Alicia.
Yeah, look, Todd, for me, first of all, looking at value for money for the punters out there and the crowds that are going to flock to Melbourne Park. So for me, the first two popcorn matches, or value for money, if you like, are probably Cain and Azarenka. Cain, a past champion here at the Australian Open, obviously Azarenka as well. That really stands out to me, as well as Paula Badosa, who's still competing in Adelaide. I think she's one of my top picks for the Australian Open. However, she's playing against Catherine or Katie McNally, who I think will pose a lot of problems for her. I think that's a potential really dangerous match for Paula Badosa.
Last year's runner-up, Danielle Collins, is in a tough section, in that top section with Iga Swiatek, but also the opening match is a tough one also.
Yeah, look, for Danielle Collins, if you had to have one player playing for you out here at the Australian Open, there's one player who has continually performed, and that is Danielle Collins, and I think she's only getting better on the Grand Slam stage, though, Todd. I also think what is dangerous here in the women's draw is the fact that Sabalenka and Muguruza are in the same sections of the draw, despite Muguruza potentially not playing at her best right now. I think she poses a huge problem to any opponent.
She'll take on Elise Mertens, I think, in the opening round as well, 26 seed, so tough little section there.
It's incredibly tough, incredibly tough.
What about Aryna Sabalenka in the same quarter as Ons Jabeur, but potentially a matchup, I think, with Shelby Rogers?
Yeah, look, I like that one, but a predictor for me is always looking at the weeks leading into the Australian Open. It's been a huge summer with United Cup events in Adelaide, Hobart, Auckland. So having Aryna Sabalenka win in Adelaide, I think certainly puts her through that section for me, both on form. I think she's feeling confident. I like the look of her serve, and that's a big indicator for me too.
I think finally, as we got the gentleman back, but the last one I want to touch on is a player that's in incredible form, Jessica Pegula. Potentially a third-round matchup with Amanda Anisimova.
I'm looking forward to that, but I think Jessica Pegula is probably one of the sneakies for this tournament. She's a player who I have incredible respect for. She no doubt got her team through to the final of the United Cup and had them win that particular match. I really feel like, too, she's got the mental fortitude. She's pretty relaxed on court. I really feel like she can be here late in the stages here at the Australian Open, semi-final, final stages for me for Pegula.
Stuff. Well, thanks, Alicia. I think we're all set to continue on now with the men's draw. Wayne and Craig are back with us at the desk. Wayne, before we get to the actual draw itself, I think you have some news about a seed pull-out for us.
Yes, yesterday, unfortunately, Marin Cilic, our 17th seed that was announced, has withdrawn. All the players now move up one slot to replace that original released seedings.
Okay, well, if you're ready to get the men's draw underway, you've got Jaden McNeil. He's in our AO ball squad. He'll be here to assist you with that, and we're all set, ready to go.
Thanks, Todd. Thanks, Jaden. Okay, again, we will randomly place the unseeded players into the men's singles draw. We will start with the tournament's number 1 seed. Onto line number 1, Rafael Nadal. Onto line 128, we place the tournament's number 2 seed, Casper Ruud. We will now draw seeds 3 and 4. First one drawn goes onto line 33. We have our number 3 seed, Stefanos Tsitsipas. Line 96. We have our number 4th seed, Novak Djokovic. We now do seeds 5 through 8. First drawn onto line 32. We have our number 7 seed, Daniil Medvedev. Onto line 64. We have our number 6 seed, Felix Auger-Aliassime. Onto line 65. We have our number 5 seed, Andrei Rublev. On line 97. We have our number 8 seed, Taylor Fritz. We'll now do seeds 9 through 12. First one drawn onto line 17. We have our number 10th seed, Herbert Hurkacz. Onto line 49. We have our 11th seed, Cameron Norrie. Onto line 80. We have our number 9 seed, Holger Rune. And onto line 112. We have our 12th seed, Alexander Zverev. We now do seeds 13 through 16. First drawn onto line 16. We have our 16th seed, Francis Tiafoe. Onto line 48. We have our 15th seed, Yannick Sinner. Onto line 81. We have our 14th seed, Pablo Carreño Busta. And on line 113, we have our 13th seed, Matteo Berrettini. Seeds 17 through 24 are next. First drawn onto line 9. We have our 18th seed, Karen Hachinov. Onto line 24. We have our 20th seed, Denis Shapovalov. To line 41. Yep. We have our 17th seed, Lorenzo Musetti. Onto line 56. We have our 21st seed, Borna Koric. Onto line 73. We have our 19th seed, Nick Kyrgios. Onto line 88. We have our 22nd seed, Alex de Minaur. Onto line 105. We have Our 23rd seed, Diego Schwartzman. And onto line 120. We have our 24th seed, Roberto Bautista Agut. Last remaining 8 seeds, seeds 25 through 32. First drawn onto line 8. We have seed 31, Yoshihito Nishioka. Onto line 25. We have seed 29, Sebastian Korda. Onto line 40. We have our 32nd seed, Botic van Zanderschlip. On line 57. We have our 28th seed, Francisco Cerandulo. Onto line 72. We have our 25th seed, Daniel Evans. Line 89. We have our 27th seed, Grigor Dimitrov. On line 104. We have our 26th seed, Miomir Kesmanovic. And completing the men's singles draw on line 121. We have our 30th seed, Alejandro Davidovich Fekina. Thank you very much, Jaden. And that completes our men's singles draw.
Thanks very much, Wayne. Wayne and Craig will now step aside again just to go over those draws and make them official. Alicia, I've still got you with me. Hard to dissect all of that in real time, but very quickly I did hear some sighs from the British journalists in the house here when you look at a couple of difficult matchups there, Jack Draper against Rafa Nadal in the opening round. But the big one that stands out, I guess, is Andy Murray against Matteo Berrettini.
There's only one match I've circled on my paper right here, and that's the Berrettini-Murray match. And obviously, Matteo Berrettini, very much the favourite, but Andy Murray, as we all know, incredibly, incredibly dangerous there. But I don't think, look, back onto Nadal and the Draper match, I don't think it's such a bad thing if you're going to beat Rafael Nadal, if it's early in the draw. And he has had a decent lead-up, probably didn't win as many matches as he would have liked. And I like the fact Jack Draper really played well, or has been playing well in Adelaide as well as the lead-in.
Well, that's off the screen momentarily, but hopefully my notes are okay here because that top section is quite interesting. If you look at where Medvedev came in there's a potential Rafa Medvedev in the quarter, but Francis Tiafoe's also in that section, and we know that Francis was able to defeat Rafa at the US Open.
And there's a potential, which I'd love to see, potential third round Kubler-Tiafoe match. I think Jason's in fantastic form, currently ranked 90 in the world, so I think that could be a match-up to look forward to. From
a bit of an Australian perspective, Thanasi Kokkinakis up against Fabio Fognini, that'll bring in the fans and be interesting, I suspect.
Well, and Thanasi, we know, has been playing well. That will definitely be one to watch. At the same time, I had a good look at Nick Kyrgios's draw, and Safiullin is a pretty tough ask in the first round. That will be a challenge. And then, of course, looking forward to another big server, Cressy, potential second round, and Holger Rune in the third round.
You can also throw in Humbert into that as well, because if I recall, they've had two very strong matches at Grand Slam level. So it's one of those sections for Nick where he's going to have to play well and move on. So
And the only sad face I have is the team Rublev, and we know what a quality player Rublev is, and we'd love to see Dominic Thiem get off to a great start here in Australia, but that's obviously a tall order for him.
Okay, there's a little quick wrap, and we'll take one more moment. We're going to take a look at the AO from a different perspective here.
I think tennis is really cinematic. To sit there really and watch extraordinary human beings do something with such precision.
Wow, that's as good as it gets.
That's incredible.
I mean, it might be a bit like what you admire about a really great actor, an unbelievable psychological discipline. You see it in other sports, but in tennis it's like a kind of tense piano wide. Like a great drama, there was a plot twist and the next thing, it all fell away.
That's it.
That just pushes those athletes to their absolute extreme.
This is a night like no other here in Melbourne.
This is like the most dramatic movie, really.
In your life, have you ever seen anything like that?
Well, we look forward to all of those memories unfolding over the next couple of weeks here at Melbourne Park. But the draw has now officially been released for both the men's and the women's singles. A big thank you to Craig Tiley and Wayne McEwen for their part in that, and I hope the tournament goes well for both of those. Big thank you also to you, Alicia, for your time today, and we'll go and dissect it a little bit more in depth about now, right?
Thank you, and good luck for the rest of the event to you too.
Same to you. Well, that's it. We look forward to your company over the next 2 weeks. Of course, you can keep up to date using the Australian Open app or go to ausopen.com. And we look forward to watching some magnificent tennis right here from Melbourne Park. Bye for now.